Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Chloe Artemisia, a licensed esthetician and beauty content creator, and today we are going over something really personal to me, my journey with dermatographia. So let's get into it. If you've ever seen someone slightly scratch their skin, or maybe even you've done it and red welts appear, kind of like magic, that's dermatographia. The literal translation is skin writing. I wanted to share my experiences growing up with it, the challenges I faced, how it influenced me to become an esthetician, and my tips and tricks on how I've learned to manage the condition. First things first, what exactly is dermatographia? Dermatographia is a skin condition where the skin overreacts to stimuli. It falls under the category of physical urticaria, which is just a fancy way of saying highs caused by touch. For some people, it's mild. You may never even notice it. For others, like myself, a rub on the face or a small scratch is going to cause redness, itchiness that can last from minutes to hours, and raised welts on the affected area. About 5% of the population experiences this, but it's not very well known, it's not very talked about, so therefore people with the condition like myself get a lot of weird looks, a lot of comments, which we're going to get into later. Growing up, I didn't really have any idea that my skin was different. I knew it reacted in this way. I just thought everyone else got red marks until I started to realize mine stuck around way longer than everybody else's. In school, I would be scratching my arms and it would look like war wounds, or I would brush up against something accidentally and people would look at me and say, "Oh my God, are you okay? Who hurt you? Did you get scratched by a cat? Did you get scratched by a dog?" That type of stuff. And even worse, some kids would test it on me, meaning they would come up to me and try to write or draw on my skin to see the red welts appear. Because again, this is a skin writing condition. And when I was taken to the doctors or for allergy tests, they always told me, "Don't worry, it's harmless, it's nothing to worry about." Which, in their defense, it's true. This isn't a contagious disease or life-threatening illness by any means. It's just a skin condition. But that didn't teach me or tell me anything about how to properly manage this constant itchiness and give me relief to my skin and protect myself from the damage my skin is basically causing itself. So for the longest time, I just dealt with it. As I got older, into my teenage, not so confident years basically that everyone pretty much goes through, I would cover up my arms, cover up my legs, cover up my chest because I would be so itchy. I would be scratching my chest and just red welts everywhere. It made me feel not so confident, which thank God now is not the case. Makeup was another struggle. Makeup and skincare with this condition is not an easy task by any means. It's very hard to manage. If I blend too hard or the wrong way with a brush or a sponge, I'm gonna get red marks and welts. If I go and get a facial or wax my brows, my whole face is going to be inflamed. And honestly, I remember sometimes I felt ugly because of it. My skin wasn't normal, especially when people would make comments such as, "Oh, your skin is so sensitive," or, "Oh, why does it look like that? What happened?" It puts a toll on you. It wasn't until later when I got older, probably around 17 or 18, that I started looking at my skin differently. I started looking at it as something not to fix, but to understand and take care of now. My skin condition is one of the main factors that caused me and led me to be an esthetician today. I wanted to understand why my skin works the way it works, what products are gonna help me, and not just how to take care of my skin, but how to help other people with overreactive and sensitive skin just like me. Now, as a licensed esthetician today, my dream job, I really focus on barrier repair, inflammation, and how to calm reactive skin. And I really love to just share my knowledge, and I want to share my knowledge with you. All right, so let's go ahead and talk skincare. If you have dermatographia or just super highly sensitive skin, this section is going to be for you. Tip number 1 is to strengthen your skin barrier. It's all about the ingredients that you're using. My top 3 ingredients are centella, niacinamide, and ceramides. All 3 of these ingredients keep your skin calm and resilient. Tip number 2, no fragrances. I'm so sorry. You have to throw that rose water away. It's not doing anything but causing more irritation to your hypersensitive skin. Fragrances can trigger even more irritation. Tip number 3 is ditching the harsh scrubs and the over-exfoliation. If you have this condition, our skin already reacts to touch. So I try to stick to the most gentle chemical exfoliants that I can. Usually I will use lactic acid 1 to 2 times a week. Tip number 4, ice and anti-inflammatory ingredients. My favorite anti-inflammatory ingredients are gonna be aloe and colloidal oatmeal. Those are game changers for sensitive skin. And if your skin has a flare up like mine, I just use a cool compress and it goes right down. And tip number 5, if you are unsure of an ingredient or a new product, patch test everything. Especially as a licensed esthetician, I use chemical peels on my skin. So a good way to make sure my skin is not going to have a full-on reaction, my face is not going to be red for a week and itchy, patch test. Just right there. Or on your wrist right here. So basically that's my story with dermatographia. The good, the bad, even the itchy, because I'm itching right now. If you relate to this or have sensitive skincare struggles, maybe you think that you have dermatographia and we can be skin condition buddies, drop a comment down below. Tell me your experience, what works for you, and if you have any more questions about skincare. Bye.